Happy Election Day here in the United States. Everybody's out waiting in lines, lots of lines, in fact, in New York City. But we're going to get a result. Hopefully tonight we're going to have a new president, or we're going to have an old president spending another 4 years. What are we thinking is going to happen economic policy-wise? Are we going to get an election result tonight?
I think that the numbers suggest Obama has an edge. You never know what's going to happen. Polls, I mean, we're mostly down to polls now in the last few days. They tend to get a lot more accurate, but they can be wrong. So, you know, Obama's the favorite, Romney's the underdog. Let's see what happens.
I mean, I guess the worst situation would be we don't have any clarity on, you know, there's a recounts in certain states. Right. The popular vote goes to one, and the electoral vote goes to another. Then you have a whole system, like a situation like we had in 2000. But this time with the fiscal cliff approaching, without a budget surplus.
Right, so if that happened, it would be worse than in 2000 for all those reasons, but the chances of it happening have to be pretty small.
You think?
Yeah.
But then again, even if it doesn't happen, we still have a fiscal cliff and a quite likely divided legislature and a president who, even whoever wins, is not going to be getting a sort of firm endorsement unless the polls are really, really wrong. So we have a very difficult situation for the...
Well, it's so it's more of the same in a sense. The view is that we're not going to have a massive mandate for whoever's in. You're still going to have divided Senate, which means you can't just rush things through from the House to the Senate to the Oval Office. Well, so you have more of the same in terms of gridlock.
What's even worse in a way is that what's become the first order of business is the fiscal cliff, which is a completely self-inflicted first order of business. By the lawmakers, because it could have been fixed before. They could have done certain things toward it.
But it's their attempt to create a market-like discipline, isn't it? I mean, in a sense that everyone looks, you know, when you talk to people, they say...
They try to create a moment to say, well, we're not fixing this now. This was way back. We're not fixing this now, so we're going to give ourselves a deadline with these forced spending cuts, and taxes are going to go back up to where they were. But, you know, they could have said, well, rather than wait for that, we'll sort it out.
So tomorrow is basically, assuming we have a clear winner, tomorrow is going to be about the lame duck session, figuring out a fiscal cliff.
Well, or they'll figure out to kick it another 2 months.
But either way, it's either nobody's going to come up in a lame duck session to kind of find a fix for the fiscal cliff. What they might find is a patch, something that puts it back to...
Yeah, so you get a patch, and then you'll have a new president who has a weak mandate facing a polarized Congress and a giant problem on his hands.
So how do the markets view that then?
So far the markets remain remarkably calm, and as long as they remain calm, it seems quite likely that polarization will remain the dominant mood in the government. It will take real pressure from markets, it looks like, to get anything done on the fiscal cliff.
Yeah, I mean, there's still the question that we have the nicest shirt in the whole store.
That line is the best-looking horse in the glue factory.
Right, right. I mean, but that still prevails. I mean, you coming in from Europe, I mean, you know, there's still so many more problems there to sort out.
Well, I would say in many ways the Europeans are sorting out their problems a lot more effectively than the Americans are theirs, but that's because the market has put pressure on Europe that they have not yet put on America.
Right. Do you think that's happening? Do you think it's going to happen?
I think it will happen eventually, but it might be 2 years, it might be 5, it might even be 10.
Right. Okay, well, thanks, guys. We'll get out there and vote, and we'll be back with more Breaking Views tomorrow.